In my last video, I talked about bidding wars making a return on many homes for sale in my service area, and the high possibility that we see home prices increase at least in the short term. And in a market like that, it can be challenging to find the right home at the right price. But with the right approach, it's absolutely possible. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about how you can find the right home in a competitive real estate market. My name is Jessie McClellan, and I'm a realtor here in Oshawa, Ontario with the Lisa Abbott team. If you like this video, or if you learned something from it, please click the like button because it does help me reach more people like you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date on the real estate market, especially what's going on in the Durham region. You can always use the first link in the description of this video to book a call with me at a time that works best for you if you'd like to speak with me about buying or selling a property. There are 6 steps that will help you find and purchase a home in a competitive market like the one we're currently in. The first step is setting your budget. In a competitive market, it's essential that you know what your budget is, not only what you're pre-approved for, but what you're comfortable with spending each month as well. Just because you may be pre-approved at a certain price point doesn't necessarily mean that's what you need to spend or should spend, so figure out what's right for you and try to stick to it. Having said that, it's also important that you have only one budget that you're working with. Having a floating budget is only going to hinder your home search. What I mean by a floating budget is saying that my budget is X amount, but if a home has this or I really love it, I could go Y. Then your budget really is the latter. I understand that a home with certain features might make the home more valuable to you, but having one budget is essential to not confuse and distract you during your home search. Figure out your one budget that you're comfortable with and look at homes within that budget and make your offers appropriate for the home. And sometimes that might mean walking away from a home, but then does the home really work for you if it's overstretching your budget? The next step is knowing what you want. Location, size, number of bedrooms, bathroom style, and type of homes, and many other factors that may be important to you. Try your best to narrow that down. Once you start viewing homes, it's very possible that your priorities might shift a bit. This happens to almost every buyer. Once you see homes in person, it starts to become more clear what is most important and what might be negotiable for you. You can create a wish list and a non-negotiable list, and that can really help your realtor get a better idea of what homes are going to work for you. And from a realtor's perspective, I'm so much more powerful and effective when I know what my clients want. If a buyer has a good idea of areas they're open to, what they require in a home, and we know that all of that fits in their budget, that opens me up to so many more options to find appropriate opportunities like flyering and door knocking in a specific neighborhood and letting the other agents that I work with know what I'm looking for that buyer. So if they have a coming soon listing, maybe I can even get my buyer through that early before it goes on MLS. But if a buyer can't narrow it down at all, it makes it more difficult for me to do what I do best. Once you have your list, it's also important to see what those homes sell for and how they compare to your budget. And from there, you can make adjustments to either your wish list or your budget until they line up. After that, you need to be ready to act quickly. In a competitive market, homes tend to sell very quickly. This is why it's so important to have your first 2 steps figured out. If you know your budget and you're pre-approved, not just pre-qualified, and you know what your requirements and preferences are, this gives your realtor the ability to really be on top of everything that's coming up on the market for you, both new listings and exclusive listings or coming soon listings to come across as well. And that gives you the ability to act if you find the right home. For some, the buying process takes a while to find the correct property, but for others, the right property comes up early in their search and you want to be ready for whatever happens. Trust me, there's no worse feeling than missing out on the perfect home because you didn't have your ducks in a row. Being able to act quickly can also mean submitting a preemptive offer or a bully offer. When the market heats up, homes tend to hold offers until a certain date where they can review all offers and make a decision. A preemptive offer is just submitting an offer before the home's advertised offer date, and this can open you up to opportunities where you may be able to purchase a home with little or no competition from other buyers, but it usually requires having all of your ducks in a row and getting out to view homes as soon as possible. The longer the home is on the market, the more showings and the higher the chance that you'll have to compete. Once you find a property that checks your boxes and should sell in budget, now it's time to make a strong offer. There are a few things you can do to make a strong offer. Number 1 is price. In a market that has a lot of competition and is seeing price increases, you have to make a fair offer. Low balls are not going to work. This doesn't mean I would recommend you just throw endless cash at the seller, but your offer has to be fair and take into consideration homes that have recently sold and the condition and features of this property. Number 2 is flexibility. Having the ability to be flexible with your closing date can put you at an advantage over other offers. Sometimes the seller's looking for a really long or really short closing for whatever reason, and you being able to accommodate that can really help. But I know it's not always possible for every buyer. Number 3 is a buyer letter. Consider writing a short letter about you and your family, and don't make it cookie cutter, make it specific to that home. Try and relate to the seller or property if you can, and include the cutest or nicest photo you have of you and your family. Babies and puppies add bonus points. Now, I know some people might roll their eyes at that, and it's definitely not guaranteed to work, but I can absolutely guarantee you that I've never had an agent turn down an offer because my client's kid or doggo was way too cute. And I've had numerous clients get their offers accepted when there were better offers on the table because the seller fell in love with their story and could relate. Once you have all of that worked out, then it's time to figure out offer conditions. Home inspection, financing, and status certificate if it's a condo are a couple of the most common conditions that buyers will add to their offers to protect themselves. Unfortunately, when a market really heats up, many buyers start waiving these conditions and submitting firm offers to make their offers more attractive. This is going to 100% be your decision and based on what you're comfortable with. I'll be honest, competing with a high number of offers and submitting yours with a condition is going to make it difficult to get it accepted unless your offer price is much higher than the firm offer. But it's very important for you to understand that when you submit a firm offer, if it is accepted, that is, you are under contract and you are required to show up with the deposit and close on the property. That's it. So if you do come to the conclusion that you feel it's necessary to submit a firm offer, you need to triple check that your financing and everything is good to go and that this is the house for you. Now, depending on the time you're watching this or the area and price point you're shopping, this could be different. So speak to an agent you trust and who is very familiar with the area you're shopping within. At the time of recording this, you can still get an offer accepted with conditions in my market. Although it may be more difficult, it is still possible. One of the last steps to finding the right home in a competitive market is learning fast. One of the things that burns buyers the most and causes them to miss out on really great opportunities is it takes them a long time to learn the market. In a flat or declining market, this matters so much less because you can take your time to figure things out because you don't have time working against you. But in a hot market, if prices are increasing, the longer it takes you to get an understanding of prices and what's going on in the market, the higher the chances of you being priced out of the area or type of home that you're looking for. So be sure whoever you choose to represent you when purchasing a home is confident that they know what's going on in the market and they're showing you homes that are going to sell in your price range. If you're constantly trying to view homes that are selling well above budget, you're really just hurting your chances of purchasing a home that works for you. Ask your realtor questions and pay attention to sold prices of homes you like and homes you viewed. If you do that, it's going to help you get a better understanding of the market than most buyers, and it will help you get your offer accepted when you find the right home. After you have all of this figured out, be patient. Now, I know that might sound a little bit contradictory to some of the other points that we've made, and there's definitely a point of being too patient. You don't want to constantly pass on homes that fit your needs and your budget, but being a quick learner and being willing to act quickly doesn't mean rush yourself into something that you're not certain about. So remember, set your budget, figure out what you want, prepare yourself to act quickly when the right opportunity arises, make a strong offer, try your best to educate yourself quickly, and then be patient for the right opportunity. If you can do that, you're way ahead of most buyers you'll be competing with anyway, and you'll be well on your way to finding the right home in a competitive market. And if you'd like to chat with me about buying or selling a property in and around the Durham region, or you just want to have some of your questions answered, use the link in the description to book a call with me at a time that works best for you. I hope you found this video helpful, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date on what's going on in the real estate market in Durham region. Thank you so much for watching and sticking around until the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!